A very good afternoon. This is Avinindra Som and you're listening to the news in detail on Gold FM.
The news headlines on Gold FM.
Cabral freed from Greek bond case as charges withdrawn. IMF review delay to hit forex targets. 99% of damaged water supply restored. Theft or escape. Zoo dumbfounded over missing anaconda. Committee appointed to find answers. Nobel Committee on the hunt for Peace Prize winners.
The top story on Gold FM.
Hotel owners are expecting tourism numbers to fall in the aftermath of Cyclone Ditwa. Sri Lanka had an extremely ambitious 3 million tourist arrival target for the year, and that reality made the government revise it down to 2.6 million. Even before the arrival of the cyclone, it was evident that the country wasn't going to achieve that number, despite various travel magazines listing the country as a must-visit destination. The president of the Hotel Owners Association of Sri Lanka, Ashoka Hettigoda, spoke to us on the matter.
This is the winter season. We are comparing to 2024, the numbers are higher. The target was to reach the 2018 numbers, so we were a little behind. But with the cyclone, the numbers will fall behind a lot more from the 2018 numbers. But what we have to look at is, we have received some cancellations. We have to look at the future bookings pattern. We have requested data from each and every hotel. And travel agents are also monitoring the booking frequency. Has it gone up, or is it subdued, or is it just the same people that we had booked before our arriving? So it will take about another week or so to calculate those three patterns.
Hettigoda then elaborated on the assistance extended to the tourism sector in the wake of Ditwa.
Many of the hotels who got minor damages, we have already repaired. Hotels from Maravilla to Pasikuda are fully operational. Kandy Hotel, Meridia Hotels are operational. So 95% of all the hotels of our member companies are operating. Hotels that were severely affected, we are collating the data, and hopefully by the end of this week we will be able to tell the government and the authorities. In terms of benefits that have been given, the central bank has already published some guidelines, and they are telling about delaying the payments from 3 to 6 months, giving fixed interest facilities to recover from damage, refurbishment. So those have been just gazetted yesterday, and they are even telling the banks if a party cannot be given, they need explanations. We have made a request to the government of Sri Lanka, and we gather that Finance Ministry has had a meeting with the insurance industry and have requested them to expedite payments of properties that were affected. So we are hoping member companies will get their insurance payments soon. If they don't, we will collect the data and will inform the government.
The Hotel Owners Association has also submitted a set of requests to the government in the aftermath of the cyclone. Among them is a campaign to herald to the world that Sri Lanka is back on its feet.
We have in this crisis given government 5 of our key concerns. One is to anyone due to the cyclone, if they are late because of visa, to waive off visa delay. If a guest overstays, not to charge any penalties. Second, we ask the government for anyone due to flood, whatever, could not make to the airport, delays on or cancellations. We urge the government to talk to all the airlines to remove all cancellation fees, delay fees. 3, we ask government to rescue several of the stranded guests who are stranded in various parts of the country and who had at times be airlifted. 4th one is the government's financial assistance package, which now the central bank has announced, and also with insurance companies, government has already attended to it. The last one is the social media campaign to tell the world. So I think Tourism Promotion Bureau has taken up a proposal. At least it's a good start, but I think once we get going, it may not be adequate, but it's a good start. We are hoping the paper will get approved and media campaign should go out hopefully within this week to the world that Sri Lanka is back to normal and we are ready to welcome guests.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
The Department of Meteorology warned that some areas in the north, north central and eastern provinces, specifically Patiklo and Trincomalee districts, could experience heavy rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters in the coming hours. Intermittent rain or thunder showers are also forecast for the eastern, central, southern and over provinces. This is attributed to the establishment of the northeast monsoon across the island. The department also stated that moderate to strong winds gusting between 30 and 40 km per hour are expected intermittently in the northern, north central and northwestern provinces, the Trincomalee district and the eastern slopes of the central hills. In light of these warnings, the Disaster Management Centre issued an advisory urging necessary measures be taken to mitigate, control and manage potential disasters. With the return of the rains, a landslide occurred this morning on a hill in the Morahala-Migol area of the Megahakiula Divisional Secretariat in the Badulla district. Megahakiula Divisional Secretary confirmed that no loss of life or property damage was reported. Furthermore, rock and earth slides have fallen onto the Badulla-Mahiyangani road in several places, limiting traffic to one lane between Badulla and Kandakatia. The Road Development Authority is working to clear the debris. Police have urged drivers using the road to proceed with extreme caution. Now, in the latest update, the National Disaster Management Centre announced that the number of people sheltering in 878 safety centres established across the island following the cyclone has exceeded 86,000. The total death toll resulting from the disaster stands at 639, with 203 people reported missing. Although floodwaters have receded, cleanup operations in many homes are still incomplete. Amidst this backdrop, residents in the affected Palligud area are voicing concerns that the support for removing debris and garbage has been insufficient, despite 7 days having passed since the waters subsided. Furthermore, some residents claim they have not yet received the 25,000 rupee relief grant intended for cleanup, which is meant to be distributed through the Grama Niladhari. Now, in the meantime, the International Monetary Fund is currently reviewing a request from the Sri Lankan government for emergency financial assistance under its rapid financing instrument amounting to SDR 150.5 million. The move comes in the wake of the devastating cyclone which caused widespread destruction across the nation. Economist Salal Rafi provided an analysis of the government's decision to seek emergency funding and the implications for the country's existing IMF program review.
The government's request from the IMF and the review being pushed for next year, I think this is a good move. It's good that the government is being precautious, taking the right steps, because of course this will delay the review by a month or two, but at the same time it will be positive, and it's good that the government is being cautious because the estimates of the damages are not yet clear. Though the government has put out a statement saying that it could be up to $7 billion, which is quite large, which is 7% of GDP, but it's good to be precautious.
Rafi underscores the overwhelming scale of the disaster's financial impact, estimated at $7 billion, a figure nearly 1.5 times the country's entire bilateral debt owed to China.
If you go by what was put out by the authorities, it's coming close to $7 billion, the damages. That is quite high. You know, the entire bilateral debt we owe to China is $4.5 billion. So this is almost 1.5 times the entire bilateral debt we owe to China. So damages are quite high. So it's a time for Sri Lanka to re-plan everything.
Now, in the meantime, the Colombo High Court today ordered the acquittal and release of former Central Bank Governor Ajit Nivad Cabral and 3 other defendants in the case related to the Greek bond issue. The decision was made after the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, or CIABOC, which filed the case, withdrew the charges against the accused. Now, in the meantime, we covered a story of the Dehiwala Zoo being dumbfounded by a missing yellow anaconda. The python seems to have search teams wrapped around its coils since last Saturday, when it was suddenly found missing from its enclosure. Deputy Director of the Dehiwala Zoo, Hemanta Samarasekara, spoke to us today regarding the matter, expressing that they are not aware of what happened and a full team along with the resources has been deployed to find the missing reptile.
This can be either a depot, or sometimes it can be a kind of an escape. I can't predict what has been happened exactly. So we have to investigate. Director General of the department appointed the investigation committee on Monday and they started the work yesterday. And also we make a complaint at the Devela police station. They are also conducting a separate investigation. Point is, animal is a small one. The keeper made the mistake. If they do not close that early, even with a tiny face, so that could be enough for the escape, especially for reptiles.
In the meantime, in more local news, Google Maps started updating information on Sri Lanka's road network covering around 12,000 kilometers. Transport Minister Bimal Ratnayaka stated that the updates will include A, B and C class roads across the country. The new system introduces 6 types of condition alerts such as lane closures and construction notices to help travellers plan their journeys more efficiently. According to the minister, the feature is expected to reduce travel delays, improve route planning and minimize unexpected congestion. The initiative will run as a pilot program until the 31st of December.
Now for some news in brief.
The Samagi Janabalavege launched an internal probe into the execution of the early warning process for Cyclone Titwa, with investigators set to visit key agencies including the Meteorology Department and Disaster Management Center this week.
The business news on Gold FM.
The Securities and Exchange Commission, or the SEC, released an audio recording of a scammer promoting the fraudulent investment platform Gladius South Asia. Unaware he was speaking to an SEC official, the caller promoted the platform, which is neither a locally licensed entity nor authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority or the FCA in the United Kingdom, a claim the company often makes. This public warning follows a recent alert issued by the SEC against another entity, Blue Ocean Securities Limited. The regulator is urgently advising investors to exercise extreme caution and to transact only through stockbrokers licensed by the SEC and listed on the official website of the SEC and the Colombo Stock Exchange. DFCC Bank expanded its digital payments infrastructure to Sri Lanka's public transport system, enabling QR credit and debit card acceptance on buses via DFCC point-of-sale terminals. This initiative supports the Transport Ministry's nationwide effort to modernize fare collection and move towards a cashless operating model. The bank provides bus owners and operators with POS terminals equipped with new software for secure real-time collection, enhancing accountability and operational efficiency across bus fleets.
International news on Gold FM.
Venezuelan opposition leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado cancelled a scheduled press conference in Oslo. Machado, who has been in hiding since the disputed 2024 election, is accused by the Venezuelan government of conspiracy and would be considered a fugitive if she leaves the country to accept the award. The Nobel Institute said it is in the dark about her current location, noting the challenging nature of her journey to Norway. Machado is still expected to formally receive the Nobel Peace Prize at today's ceremony.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Will Lewis, a pioneer of Los Angeles public radio, died Friday at his Thousands Oak home at the age of 94. Lewis served as the general manager of the KPFK in the 1970s, transforming it into one of the most popular public radio stations in the US and creating a platform for activist views. He gained national attention in 1974 when he spent 15 days in federal prison after refusing an FBI request to turn over tapes acquired from the Zimbabwean Liberation Army following the Patty Hart's kidnapping.
Sports news on Gold FM.
In India secured a massive 101 run victory over South Africa in the T20 World Cup lead-up match, bowling the visitors out for the lowest T20 international score. Winning the toss and electing to bat on a difficult damp pitch, India were rescued by Hardik Pandya, who smashed 59 off of 28 deliveries to take the total to 175 for 6. And that's all the news for now. Stay tuned to Gold FM for the latest updates and the next news highlight at 1:30 p.m.